I gave Claude 6 months of our bank statements and I asked where the money was going. It found a lead nobody that ever showed us. We were living a 2-income life on 1 income. So if your money disappears and you can't say where, this is the system that catches it and everything we changed. If you're new here, I'm Victor. I built and sold a 50-person company before I turned 25. Then worked at Apple, Adobe, and Cisco. Over the past 3 years, I've used AI to run every part of my life. On this channel, I share the exact workflows I use daily. Now, back to the year we couldn't see. Picture this: 2 working parents, high income salaries, living a pretty decent life. Then one day you open the savings account and it's totally empty. Not low, empty. And here's the part that scared me the most. Nothing had felt wrong. No crisis, no bad month, no purchase that really truly stunned. Every month felt normal from the inside, which turned out to be the exact problem. Because for over a decade, I had a system I was proud of. Every card purchase, I instantly transferred the same amount of money to a dedicated bill account. And when the invoice came, the money was already waiting. Same spending, 0 surprises. And the points flew us business class every year for both me and my wife. That system worked for 10 years, and then it didn't, because it quietly turned on me. Here's what happened in a nutshell. When Rebecca and I merged our finances, we both spent on cards, but my transfers only ever matched my own purchases. Half of the outflow now ran behind a wall. The tap in the kitchen looked fine, but the leak was on the other side, and the card itself was the panel hiding it all. Look at how reasonable this setup sounds. Her salary landed with me, we each carried a card, I paid the bills, except she couldn't see what she spent. The card app was in my name, and I couldn't feel what she spent. So my instincts were trained on my own purchases alone. 2 adults, full trust, 0 shared visibility. Nobody was overspending on purpose, of course, but that's what made it all dangerous. So I guesstimated for a whole year. I figured we had headroom because there'd always been headroom before. That imaginary headroom bought a gaming laptop, a serious barbecue setup, and a Nintendo Switch too. And I refuse to become the guy interrogating his wife's credit card line by line. That's not a marriage, that's an audit. Turns out the audit was still coming, just not for her. By May month, the picture was this. 1 salary carrying the entire family because Rebecca was home with the kids. 4 months of the year already gone, unwatched. And that empty bank account that was just staring into my soul. So one evening, I did the only thing that felt bigger than the problem itself. I gave Claude every statement we had and asked it to tell me the truth. What's going on? The setup takes 90 seconds to explain. Number 1, an expense tracker web app I built with Claude itself without writing a single line of code. Number 2, a Notion database where every transaction lands. And number 3, a Sunday session where Claude reads the week's bank screenshots and files everything. 15 minutes tops, no spreadsheet, no accountant, no manual typing. The machine or the AI does the boring half, which is the half that actually kills every budget. So this picture describes the whole loop. Screenshots go in, Claude extracts every transaction, files them into Notion, and compares the month against our baseline. 15 minutes, coffee in hand, once a week. That's the entire maintenance cost of a perfect money score. And the audit you're about to see ran on top of this exact data. The audit itself is one long prompt, 4 phases. Phase 1 extracts every transaction from the statements, removes duplicates, flags transfers. Phase 2 categorizes it all, monthly averages, the biggest expense per category, income against outflow. Phase 3 builds an interactive dashboard that I can click through. And Phase 4 adds sliders and proposes a budget, 1 paste next to your statements. That prompt, plus all the weekly skills that keep it alive, is the Money Audit Kit. I'll give it to you for free in the link in the description below. And then the dashboard loaded. So Claude built the whole thing as one single file, bar charts per category, a trend of money in against money out. I could click any category and the top 10 biggest expenses would stare right back at me. I can't obviously show you the real one because it's our entire financial life on one screen. So this is the shape, but without the numbers. However, the shape was more than enough to make my stomach drop pretty far down. Because this is what it showed. Our income had stepped down to one salary when Rebecca went on maternity leave. Our spending, however, didn't even flinch. It kept sailing at the 2-salary altitude month after month after month. And that shaded wedge between the lines on the right-hand side, well, that's where the savings account went. The whole year came down to one sentence. We had budgeted for a 2-income year and we were living it on one. Not one bad decision anywhere, just that lifestyle that never got the memo. Obvious in hindsight, but completely invisible from the inside any single month. Luckily, then came the part that turned panic into plan. Sliders. Cut eating out by 30%, watch the yearly number move. Trim every category by 25%, watch the savings target come back to life. We stopped arguing with feelings and started negotiating with a model. And that's what made the next conversation possible at all. I decided to sit down with Rebecca and just showed her the entire dashboard I built. Not a lecture, a screen. Her first reaction was the exact same as mine, because she had never been able to see any of this either. That reframed everything. This was never a spending problem, or a her problem, or a me problem for that matter. It was a visibility problem we had built together. So we fixed it together. And here's what changed. We canceled both bonus point cards. Goodbye free business class. That trade bought back my sleep, in all honesty. The car lease went out the window. Cooking at home became the default. All in. We cut roughly a quarter, even 30% of our spending, and we installed 3 simple rules. 1 hard monthly cap for family spending, a small guilt-free pot each that nobody ever questions, and whatever survives the month sweeps automatically into savings. But here's the real fix. The jar in the middle of the table. One joint account visible on both phones all the time. Inside doesn't mean policing each other's coffee. The guilt-free pots make sure of that. It means we agree on what the shared money does. First month on the new system just closed and we're 1/10 of the way to a 3-month buffer. And for me personally, the money situation is calmer than it felt in years. So, here's your move this week. Take your last 3 months of statements, attach them to Claude with the audit prompt, one paste, and then let it run. 45 minutes once, the run takes a couple of minutes, but all in all, you invest 45 minutes. Then about 15 minutes per week. And that's the whole story. A leak I couldn't feel, an audit that took 1 evening, and a family that finally looks at the same numbers. Everything you need to run this on your own is in the Money Audit Kit, free of charge. I never hide anything behind school subscriptions. The link is in the description below. It's a 1-paste audit prompt and the weekly skill that keeps your ledger and dashboard fresh. If money stresses you and you can't really say why, this is the calmest hour you will spend on it all year. I promise you. We do new videos every week, so subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until then, have a good one.